I'm from England, but I live in Canada, and I love it. It's a very big place with a history that spans back thousands of years. From the cities and towns that hug the American border to the frozen wastelands that touch the Arctic, Canada has produced many unique stories. Some of them are very scary. Today's video is the top 10 scary Canadian urban legends. Starting off at number 10 now, we have Cressie. Cressie is said to be a mysterious eel-like creature that lurks in the waters of Crescent Lake in Newfoundland and Labrador. Stories of Cressie date back to native Canadian legends which refer to it as the pond devil or swimming demon. Their fears were also held by European settlers who arrived at the lake during the early 20th century. Since then there have been dozens of sightings of Cressie, with one report saying it could be as much as 15 feet long. Next up at number 9 now, we have the St. Louis Ghost Train. In the town of St. Louis in Saskatchewan lies the village of St. Louis. There you can find an old abandoned train track. Now many of the locals there have reported seeing strange floating lights moving along the train track during the night. Others have said that a ghost train will appear on the track looking just like the ones from the 19th century. Another story is that the ghost of a workman who died during the track's construction will appear at night. At number 8 now, we have the Forbidden Plateau. This plateau in Western Canada has long been regarded as a mysterious place. The native Canadians would hide their families in the forested plateau during wars with other tribes. One day the warriors returned to find their family had disappeared. They believe that evil spirits took them away and they vowed to never step foot there again, earning it the name of the Forbidden Plateau. Many people have taken this story to heart and stay clear of the eerie presence there. Next up at number 7 now, we have young Teazer. This was an American ship that was destroyed in the War of 1812. It was wrecked in Nova Scotia, where some people believe its ghost can still be seen today. People swear they have seen the Teazer light, a fiery glow of a flaming ship near the site of the explosion. Accounts began in the late 19th century, and since then many people have said that the ship appears on the 27th of June, the day it sank. Others have gone even further and said the ship also holds the ghosts of the sailors who died in the explosion, forced to relive their deaths forever. At number 6 now, we have Christie Mansion. It's now Regis College in Toronto, but Christie Mansion used to be the home of William Mellis Christie, a successful businessman in the city. His son Robert inherited the mansion and set up a secret chamber for his mistress. She lived there for many years until Robert's affections for her began to wane. Eventually she was said to have hung herself in room 29. Ever since then people have said the room is cursed. Legend says that if you enter room 29 by yourself at night, the door will swing shut by itself and you'll be trapped there forever, just like the ghost of the mistress. Moving on to number 5 now, we have Peggys Cove. On a rocky outcrop in Nova Scotia you can find a lonely lighthouse. The story goes that in 1800 a woman named Peggy washed up on the rocks there after being shipwrecked. Tragically her children all drowned. Peggy went on to marry one of the locals and lived on that cove. She would often walk along the rocks at night calling out to them in her grief. One night her husband went out with her and danced on the rocks with her to cheer her up. He lost his footing though and slipped, sending him into the rocks, which killed him. Soon after, in absolute grief, she jumped off the same rocks and ended her life. Visitors swear that on a dark stormy night you can see the ghost of a woman in a blue dress standing at the edge of the rocks, ready to jump. Next up at number 4 now, we have John Troyer. By all accounts he might be the closest thing Canada has to a witch hunter. He was born into an Amish family in America before relocating to Ontario in Canada. He was a doctor who was terrified of witches. Legend says that he would stalk witches in the woods there until they led him to their den. He would then steal their broomsticks for personal transport. He would also set up actual witch traps to capture them. Now whether or not you believe the whole broomstick or witches thing, there is evidence of John Troyer's traps, which are essentially human-sized bear traps. Coming at number 3 now, we have the Dungarvon Whooper. This is a famous ghost story coming from New Brunswick and dating back to the late 19th century. According to the legend, a young Irish cook called Ryan worked at a lumberjack camp. While the other lumberjacks were out one day, the boss killed Ryan. When they returned, he told them Ryan just got sick and died suddenly. They buried him some distance from the camp. However, a loud whooping sound kept them awake. The whooping got so loud that they fled the camp, convinced it was Ryan's vengeful ghost. In the years since then, many people have reported the whooping sound that can be heard in the woods as Ryan seeks vengeance on the living. Next up at number 2 now, we have the legend of Rose Latulippe. This is a French-Canadian legend that dates back to to the 18th century. There are more than 200 different versions of the legend, but they mostly share the same theme. Rose Latulippe was a young girl who loved to dance. On the night of Mardi Gras, a stranger appeared at her house and danced with her until midnight. At that moment, he was revealed to be the devil. She tried to escape, but it was too late. The devil took Rose back to hell, where she remains to this day, dancing with her at his whim. And finally, at number 1 now, we have Oak Island. Legend says that treasure can be found on Oak Island in Nova Scotia. Since the 19th century, people have been convinced the treasure there includes the likes of Marie Antoinette's jewels and even missing Shakespeare manuscripts. A number of people have died trying to search for this treasure. The legend all began with the discovery of a large pit which seems to be man-made. It's almost 200 feet deep at one point and has been protected by booby traps which have killed a number of explorers. There are even underground channels that lead to the beach over 500 feet away. Treasure hunters are convinced that all of this must have been built to hide treasure from hunters hundreds of years ago. Alright guys, well that's another video for our Urban Legends series. What country would you like to see me do next? Thank you as always for watching. My name is Danny Burke and I will see you all in the next video.